Hello everyone, welcome to October's Tea Tasting Club tasting session. We have got some cracking teas to try together today, and we're going to do our first tea latte as well, so I've been excited to show you this. For anyone that hasn't joined me before, I do this every month and I talk through some of my favourite tips and recipes from the teas in our tea subscription boxes. We've got 3 different boxes which any of our subscribers can switch between. We've got our Flavour Explorer, which is for the adventurous tea taster that like to try lots of different types of flavours and tea bases. We have our Gourmet box, which has more traditional flavours in there and you can learn a bit more about the tea plant. And we have our Decaf box, which always contains caffeine-free tea. So the Flavour Explorer box, this month, every single tea in there is a top favourite of mine. I know I kind of say that every time, but it's very much true. We've got milk oolong chai, banana bread chai, and campfires and vampires. We're gonna try Campfires and Vampires, which is a green tea. Someone asked me last week why it was called that. It's named after my favourite Jerry Cinnamon song, and I tried to use inspiration from my favourite literature about what vampires may smell like or like to drink. So, bit of an odd theme there, but it is delicious. So we've got green tea, red peppercorns, rose. Smells a little bit like slightly spiced Turkish delight, and we're going to try it cold brewed. I do really like this one hot as well, no milk, and it's green tea, so you just use slightly off boiling water, otherwise you will burn the leaves. So you've seen me do this before with the cold brew bottle. For anybody that hasn't, you can check out the tutorials on the website. But basically tea with the liquid of choice. I have done this in lemonade. It's been steeping overnight. And then all you need to do is pour it over a glass of ice. A really good tip, if you want to adjust the sweetness, is to either not brew in lemonade, so brew in water, and then top up with a little bit of lemonade, or use a soda or a cream soda. I definitely wouldn't cold brew in milk with this one. Yum. So I'm getting flavours of cinnamon. The green tea comes through a little bit, and then the rose and the spice with the sweet lemonade. It's just a really refreshing autumn drink. Next up, we're going to sample one of the Gourmet box teas together, Earl Grey Creme. This month's box has Earl Grey Creme, Lady Lavender and Peppermint Cream in there. All of those actually are really good hot with milk. I don't drink any of them cold very much, and the Earl Grey Creme makes a really tasty tea latte as well. So we're going to try it hot today because I wanted to recap on how to brew the perfect cup of loose leaf tea. We've done it a few times, but it's always good to recap. Earl Grey Creme is one of our top sellers all the time. If you like Earl Grey, you will like it. It's got just a hint of vanilla, which makes it slightly creamy, and then we've got these beautiful blue cornflowers, which I don't know if you can see. I mean, it smells amazing. I don't know if you can see, but they look beautiful. So it's beautiful brewing, sort of a traditional warming cup of tea with a little bit of a twist. It's also won a Great Taste Award as well, so don't just take my word for it. I always recommend brewing with a Brewdini. It's my tea brewer of choice. It's brilliant because it doesn't make a mess, it doesn't drip. I don't want to do a sales pitch, but read the reviews on the website if you're not sure. Lots of our community have one and they love them. They're just hassle-free and also quite magical. So for enjoying 1 cup of tea, I always do a bit of a heaped teaspoon, and we use the domed teaspoons. You can get them from us or you can use a baking one. Okay, so we're gonna add our hot water, and Earl Grey Creme has a 3 to 4 minute brewing time. I always brew this one a little bit less if I'm having it without milk, so maybe 2 minutes, and then I let it steep for at least 3 or 4 if I'm having it with milk. Now, although I've used the Brewdini to brew, which is what I would use at home, and we use them in all the stores, I'm just gonna do some tasting out of my little tasting cup to show you how to slurp and taste tea the traditional way.
So the Brudini just pours by popping it on top. You can see it's pouring through there. So I always like to use my white tasting cup when I'm developing teas or tasting teas. It's really good for seeing the colour of the liquor, which is the liquid, and it's actually just really nice to hold and slurp from. You don't have to do this, you could do it from a mug. The traditional way to do this would be to slurp. Think noisy. The idea is to take in as much oxygen as you can, to spray it over as much of your taste buds as you can, and really get that hit of the complexity of flavours all at once. Don't worry, you're not being rude. Slurp really loud. You get just enough of the bergamot, which is some people describe it as soapy, but done right with proper bergamot oil, it shouldn't taste soapy. It's very fragrant, and bergamot's actually a citrus plant. And then a hint of vanilla, which without milk is great, but with milk it really becomes quite a creamy and enjoyable drink.
Last but not least, we're going to look at the decaf or caffeine-free box. This month, the caffeine-free drinkers are in for a treat. You have got two of our best-selling teas that have just returned to our tea wall this year after a lot of deliberation. They were limited editions, they're now permanent. The banana bread chai, which is my favourite autumnal chai, possibly after spiced pumpkin pie, but my next favourite autumnal chai, and also cherry cola bottles, which we launched a couple of Christmases ago as part of our festive gourmet treat range. And the final tea you've got in there is Cold Weather Warrior, which is a mint, eucalyptus and echinacea tea, which really helps with keeping on top of the winter weather, feeling warm, keeping well. So I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to use banana bread chai to show you how to make the perfect tea latte. It is a chai latte technically because it's a chai tea, but you can make a tea latte out of any black and rooibos teas. Probably stay away from sort of your green and your herbals. The latte just means frothy milk. So rather than a coffee latte, we're doing a tea latte. Banana bread chai is a rooibos tea, very banana-y. We've got nutmeg, we've got cinnamon aromas coming out, and it just smells like warm baked banana bread in the oven, which is perfect. There's also a really good recipe to make a banana bread chai banana loaf, I think, on the website, so check that out. So first thing we need to do is make a tea concentrate. It sounds complicated, but I promise you it isn't. We use them in all of our stores to make the drinks. So if you've had a drink in store, this is what we do. But all you need to do is put 2 scoops of tea, or 2 tea bags if you've got tea bags, in your jug or mug and brew. Per mug. So if you're making just a mug for you, you do 2 scoops of tea. So I've already done that, and I brewed my banana bread chai at double strength. And then you want to add 100 millilitres. I've got a handy jigger. You can eyeball it a little bit. Use a jug, use a blender jug, whatever you've got at home, to measure out approximately 100 millilitres of your tea concentrate. I'm just going to move this out of the way so we've got some more space. Then I'm going to take hot milk. Now I've warmed this up on the stove, but you can put it in the microwave, or if you've got a fancy milk warmer at home, use that. And then I'm going to use a milk frother. We sell these, they are brilliant. They are the best frother we found out there, electronic version. Highly recommended, but again, you can use your own at home as well. So I'm just going to froth my milk in here. Stand by. So that's nice and frothed. Such frothy milk. And then we just add the hot milk to our tea concentrate. You can sweeten with honey if you like. I like this one as it is, or vanilla syrup, we sell those, or cinnamon as well. And then I'm just going to put a sprinkling of nutmeg on the top. You can do a sprinkle of cocoa powder or a sprinkle of cinnamon, just so you feel like you're having a real true latte experience at home. So thank you for joining me again for October's tea tasting. Let me know in the comments if you find it useful, or if you have any other tips. Don't forget, you can also chat with your fellow tea clubbers on our private Facebook community. And I also hope you enjoyed our new boxes that we just got developed. So new postal boxes for Tea Club, which I love. Best post day.